The white power fantasy of Reacher. It was a chilly April afternoon when my mother came to visit Chicago from South Florida, and I had to figure out a wallpaper television option that suited her specific appetites. My Creole mother, resolutely and proudly Southern, may not be the kind of person most critics would look to as a barometer for the taste of the average American, but she's always been a good gut check for me when considering the preferences of people for whom cinephilia isn't the goal, just entertainment. My mother's taste is best described as normcore Americana. I thought through true crime and romantic dramas that would speak to her before I started mulling over the streaming juggernaut Reacher, which wrapped its second season earlier in the year. I've been hearing a lot about the series from writers and friends on social media, about its righteous fun and how hot they find the lead. Wallpaper TV is marked by an easygoing approachability and a low lift for concentration. These are series propelled by vibes that you can groove to but whose characterization, narrative, and visual dimensions hew toward simplicity, if not banality. They're perfect in the background, half-watched while sweeping the apartment. This is what I was expecting from Reacher. A mildly appealing series that required little of me, spoke to my mother's televisual interests, and featured a tank of a man who was easy enough on the eyes. But swiftly after starting the series, I realized there was something more complex about Reacher. A glaringly white fantasy that can't help but crack under the weight of its conservative values. This isn't merely hackneyed wallpaper TV, it's uncanny fiction that exemplifies just how intensely Hollywood has returned to whiteness after years of feigning interest in diversity broadly and blackness with a particular extricative zeal. Watching Reacher isn't easygoing, it's like watching a frightening manifestation of the free-falling American empire on a loop. Based on the Lee Child novels and developed by Nick Santora, Reacher is the kind of series that exemplifies the sleight of hand the TV medium does best, beguiling with one set of beckoning fingers while smuggling complex propaganda with the other. My prior knowledge of this literary franchise was admittedly shallow, mostly informed by my experience of the dim Tom Cruise movies. But this Reacher adaptation is a different beast. And beast is exactly the right word for it, featuring as it does a Dodge Charger who's achieved human form, actor Alan Ritchson. When Reacher, who refuses to be addressed by his first name, Jack, saunters into the fictional town of Margrave, Georgia, the show portrays his masculinity as exceedingly powerful yet good-natured, something to be obeyed but also preserved and exalted. In the premiere episode, Reacher wordlessly halts a domestic abuse incident on his way into a diner, where, once inside, he doesn't get to enjoy his cup of black coffee or the slice of peach pie marketed as the best in the state, because he's soon arrested for a murder he didn't commit. He asserts his innocence at the police station, refusing to cooperate unless someone releases him from the zip ties encircling his wrists. The handcuffs are too small, of course. "Get the box cutter," the routinely disrespected police chief says. "It's okay. I got it," Reacher says before popping the zip tie by sheer force. He picks up the fallen plastic. "Do you guys recycle?" A knowing smirk never leaves his face. Reacher knows that if a white man is tall enough, the world will bend to his whims.